2. We'll be going through innings 5 through 7. So we're going to open up with the fifth inning here. This inning ends up being kind of a disaster in the beginning, but we end up getting out of it. I think that was probably the first pitch all day I completely botched. I think that was supposed to be a cutter or a fastball, and it just leaked middle of the plate. That wasn't a. That was probably my worst uh, start to an at bat. And then they got a. I think they're switching. Yeah, they're gonna try bunting, moving the guy to third, being a close game. So I'm just trying to throw a strike. I don't really care about strategizing here. It's just make the play. They ended up. It was a good bunt. Nothing we could have done there. So they get a guy on. Um, so now we got a guy on first and third. Biggest trouble I've been in all day. So I just land a curveball in there. I know I'm probably going to take it, get in scoring position, but that sets up later in the at bat here. So curveball in at his front hip. So go from 60 to 75, 76. So that's gonna look like it's way faster than what it is. Inside, so as you can tell, he's lane jammed. So that tells me the inside pitch is open. He might get to it, but he's handcuffed in that specific area. I go high and away here. Just kind of waste a pitch. Um, because in this situation, I really don't want to throw some 3 times in the strike zone. I go back to a slider out. Now, this is what's going to set up the next pitch I throw after this. I'll show you. Because I'm going like 10, 15 miles an hour off on my breaking balls. So, that one in. Now, look how in front he is. Now, I have this in a good location where I've been sitting all day. And as you can tell, he's lunging. He's way early. He's out on his front foot. Now, this is going to open up the inside pitch here. So, I go back in with a two-seamer. And Um, so as you see there, he's kind of late to the ball, and he does an in-out swing. He doesn't get very much on it. And then we get the ball in quick here. Now, a lot of people say I probably should have been home behind the plate. But with it being that short, I waited, tried maybe trick the runner, which I ended up doing, cutting it off and running over there late, and maybe get him to wait longer than he should have. Ended up working. The fastball outside. Then tunnel that with a 12-6. Got him to chase low. This is where I kind of changed to become more of like taking more off my breaking ball because it's later in the game. I don't have as much in the tank. So now it's really about how off balance can I get them. So I just tried throwing a fastball outside, try to get him chased maybe. I end up walking him here. I lose him in the count. I tried backdooring at his hip, and that backed up, then back up. Now, this pitch I threw here isn't a bad pitch. It's actually a really good changeup, but he gets enough on it and pulls it. See, this is where knowing your batters comes into play. As much as now, um, it doesn't look good per se. When you know your batters, you don't have to throw hard per se. If you know how to pitch them, I end up, yeah, I end up throwing. I end up walking this guy. Um, so there, it could have been a strike. I felt like I caught the plate. So I get down 3-0 here. Um, Not very good. This is exactly what I didn't want. But see, so I throw a strike right down the middle. It was a meatball. Now, this is where knowing your batter comes into play. Okay, so you will see on this pitch, the pitch has a little bit of cut outside, and because of his toe tap, as I've described in our video, you can get him to get out on his front foot and ground out. You can make him ground out um, a lot if you throw him correctly. So what you're going to see me do is throw a cutter a little off, and it's going to get him just enough out in front where if I had probably kept that middle, it probably would have been gone. He probably would have sent it 400 feet. Um, but this little cut allows me to get him to ground out to a double play. So that gets us out of the inning. See if I can. See, Just a little bit of cut, roll over, hands over. He's trying to stay back on it. Get him to roll over. Ends the inning. Um, we go to the sixth. Now, at this point of the game, I'm just trying to attack. I don't want to. I just don't want to play around. So, first pitch fastball, locating where I've been all day. I get him to ground out. Great play behind me. Whoops. So, this kid, he ends up. Oh, hold on. I think I skipped someone. They tried bunting. They bunted back to me. This kid is it's the same thing. I'm throwing here. Right here is where I'm going to be throwing the whole time. Right there, he takes it. He doesn't even want to swing. That's it. Even though it's 74 miles an hour. Try to backdoor a slider. Threw it low. Low again, low and out, which that's fine. I'm not worried about walking them. So there it is. Slider, low and away, ground ball, out. Same result, same pitch. We move on to the seventh. We scored big in this game in the seventh inning. We put runs on the board. Ends up being 6-1. There's me at the plate. Okay.
Leading off, the second baseman, number 4, Jackson Shelley.
That was a strike. That was right down the middle. I don't know what. I didn't call it a strike. That's also a strike right. That was like the same location. Now, this at bat, I attack him with all fastballs. I'm hoping this throws him off. They've seen so many breaking balls early. Say they're waiting for a breaking ball, and as you can tell, he shuffles out there. That pitch looks like it's way out there, and it's not. This is when I know I've gotten them. I'm in their mind to some degree. I tried throwing another one. Um, that was not a good location. So that was kind of my fault. I probably should have thrown a breaking ball there.
Now batting, center fielder, number
This guy gets a hit. First, I think it's second pitch or first pitch. I can't remember. Yeah, second pitch. He doubles into the left gap. It was. Um, it just wasn't a good pitch. Um, so two fastballs that really just weren't really that well thrown.
now batting, shortstop, number 2, Max.
But I'm not worried. I just need to throw strikes, get outs. He's got to talk to him. Oh, I missed a pitch. So breaking ball, first pitch, inside. So that one just got away from me. It's supposed to be outside fastball. That was well located. It might have been a little in. See, and this is where speed comes into play. You start throwing breaking balls really slow, then you speed them up. Slow, speed them up, and then 72 will be late to the batter. They'll be late, believe it or not. Sometimes just doing that, even if you don't throw hard, will make things appear faster than what they actually are. So now breaking ball, ground ball, second base. We got an out.
Now batting, number 21, Hunter.
So again, he's practically on top of the plate. So I don't care. I'm gonna go in because as a pitcher, the way I pitch, I don't care. So if he's gonna play that much in, then I'm just gonna go out. And umpire's view, that probably looks like a strike compared to how close he is. So I'm gonna use that to my advantage. I'm gonna throw out there again. Now this right here is gonna set up my next pitch. So he gets jammed, strike. It's right down the middle, but he's, on top of the plate. Um, and as you can tell, he gets jammed because he's so in there. But if you have confidence in your pitches, you can go in there even if he's on top of the plate. Just helps me out. I hang this breaking ball. Um, not a good pitch. I need to get that down.
Now batting, number 6, Toby Dews.
That should have been a strike. I don't know why that wasn't. Good play. We got two outs. So here comes guy. I
Now
got to
batting, number
do a
22,
double play.
Mason Rexner.
First pitch breaking ball. He doesn't want to swing. You can tell by his body language he wants to take it. This is where I that's the hardest pitch of the inning, I think, because keeping him, it's almost like kind of try to keep him relaxed so he gets whatever, and then blow some he hasn't seen in a while. Again, be late. Curveball in, jammed him. End of the game. So that was the second part, 5 through 7. This game, it kind of resembled at least more how of a smart pitcher I was, more than I didn't have like the talents of other guys that could blow it by people and any insane spin rate or whatever. This game, it was basically like a mind game for me. More of how can I beat a team with my mind, not my talent. Um, and a lot of this goes back to you got to watch film. Um, if you're a guy that's like me, watching film and analyzing hitters is like your best weapon. Um, you know, and I mean, as I got in the college or whatever, I threw harder and my stuff got better. But at this time, I was still good, but probably more than I had to rely on my how smart I was. So that's the game. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed my breakdown. Um, Comment if you have any comments. If you can um, let me know of any things, any ideas you guys want me to do. Um, Let me know. See you in the next one.